Hey everybody, I am Jaidlyn, and today I am doing the Master Sword percent of The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past. This is the first speedrun I have truly learned. It has been a blast getting to learn it. It is a very accessible run in that there's barely anything you need to get started. You just need a Switch with the Famicom emulator on it in order to really get started. There is a single trick in the entire run. A lot of it is movement and knowing your maps and, really just understanding how the game works and avoiding a lot of fights. It's a lot of fun. A Link to the Past is my favorite game of all time ever, so it's been a joy to learn this run. I wanted to learn a run that was approachable, accessible, and under an hour, so that fits all of this criteria, which is fantastic. The run starts when I select my name, which has already been created, and the run will end when Link collects the Master Sword. It is a fabulous run, it is fun, it is fast-paced, all of course a little bit silly as well. So let's make sure everything is ready to go. Yes, we are. Let's go ahead and get started in 3, 2, 1. All right, getting into the run. It's always so much fun. We are running on, like I said, Super Famicom emulator via the Switch. And so, of course, the Japanese text is going to go faster. I kid you not, when I switched from the US-based emulator to the Japanese one, I saved 4 minutes just from text, which is a lot. The uncle is like, hey, there's trouble right here. So we're going to go ahead and let him go. And mashing as fast as possible, we would do what any cool Link would do and follow, even though he told us to stay. The first part of this run is all movement, avoiding fights, and just collecting the necessary items that we need to complete the run. We do not get a ton of items in this run, just a few, and only the ones that are completely necessary. So we're going to run up into our secret dungeon area in the basement to get the first necessary item, the sword and shield. Land in this water, get out of here as quickly as possible because water is slow. He's like, I told you not to follow. Why did you do that? Oh, well, take this. So we do. And we leave him there. Now, if you're familiar with this layout, you know that over to the right in this next room is the lantern. We don't get the lantern there. We get the lantern later. The lantern can spawn in 3 places. It can spawn in the room we just left. It can spawn... Excuse me. Whoa! There we go. It can spawn in our house, where we wake up at first, and it can spawn in Zelda's prison, which is where we are going to end up collecting it. Now, a fun idea that I had is a bid war for this particular area. It would be a bid war that would close before the beginning of the run. The left and right-hand side of this part of the dungeon is identical for all intents and purposes. But most of the community just goes left, as do I. I don't like going right. I don't know why I don't like going right, but I do not like going right. So I don't. I think it would be so much fun to have a bid war to see, do we go right, do we go left? It'd just be a really fun thing to get to do. We do have to kill that guy there for the key. He lets us proceed. We don't get the chest, though. The chest is just the map, and we don't use the map. It's also slow. That animation is slow. We don't like going slow, so we continue here. The guards in this area are RNG depending on where they spawn. I'm going to line myself up with this. He did see me, so I'm going to have to swirl around here a little bit more. There we go. Go through there. Perfect. Sometimes he doesn't see you. Charge up the sword. Kill him. Get a heart. Didn't need it, but I wanted it. I'm going to charge up the sword here. 1, 2, 3. We do need what's in the chest here. This is the boomerang. The boomerang is essential to completing this run. We're going to get that and continue up here because that guard also had the key on him. I'm going to go through these next 2 rooms, which don't have anybody in them, but I do like the illusion that it creates that we are going deeper into the dungeon, which is cool. If I press left immediately, I get through there without Link going through an extra step, which is really cool. This guy is also RNG. Sometimes he sees you, sometimes he doesn't. Today, at this moment in time, he didn't. The intent of killing that particular guard, oh, he did see me that time, is you're going to use the boomerang. But we don't. We use 2 pots instead. It is much faster to kill with the 2 pots. And thankfully there's a third, because when that guy saw me, that other guard, I was able to hit him as well. Now we have Zelda. This is the chest that's going to have the lantern. The lantern is essential to finishing this run. I did not know that at first when I started learning it, so I didn't get it. I was like, well, I can do the entire escape sequence, which is what's coming up next, without the lantern. I can do it without seeing. The game makes it so that you physically cannot proceed. The secret trapdoor, which we're going to use in a little bit here, will not open if you do not have the lantern. And now I know this. I have learned. So you get the lantern there. It's the fastest place in which to get it during this run. So now we're going to run exactly backwards from whence we came. Hopefully these guards don't see me. They do not. Fabulous. I love that for me. I love that for you, to be honest. So now we're just going to take Zelda on this little quest to get her to the sanctuary because she says that's where she will be safest. And then there's a secret trapdoor at the back of the palace that we can get through. We're going to avoid this guy as best we can. Oh, he didn't see me. Great. Sometimes he does. Once again, we're going left. Because unless the bid war says otherwise, I'm going left. I have polled the community, and I really do think there's one person that I've spoken to who goes right. Which is very funny to me. Alright, let's continue this way. So now we are going to the newer part of the castle escape sequence, which is going straight into the throne room, which will lead us to the trapdoor. After this is the sewer escape. The sewer escape is just memorization. You need to know where keys are, which doors have keys, which doors are not keys, and, you know, where things spawn so that you can do it as quickly as possible. This was the first time I made myself a map for this game. I wrote it down, to be honest, but it really helped me learn this. This particular one, avoid this rat. Rats only take 1/4 of your health, as do the spiders, so sometimes if you get hit, it's not going to show up on the hearts. This one, we're just going to avoid everybody. Sometimes the snakes spawn in very interesting places. So avoid that. This is... the key is in the chest to the right. Oh, excuse me, sir. There it is. I'm going to go up center, avoid him, and there's the key door. These are 2 water rooms. I mentioned earlier, water does make you go slower, so we're going to do our best to avoid the water as much as possible, which is unfortunately not too terribly much in these 2 rooms. Just do what you can and get through them. Avoid the spiders. The left rat will have the key. I believe he just left my vision. Come back here. There he is. It's okay. Plenty of health. Keep going through here. Now we just avoid the rats and the spiders in this room because they are many. And push this block and get out of here. Almost done. We've got 2 more rooms. The rats in this room just move to the left, so you have to make sure that you just follow them and follow their patterns. The final room. Sometimes these rats can get a little squirrely. Like that one! But that's the end of the escape sequence. So now we're getting a lot of exposition in here, where the priest is telling us, oh hey, this is the thing that's happening, thank you for saving Zelda, hooray, 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 there are 3 medallions that you need to get in order to collect the Master Sword. So those are the 3 dungeons, that we are going to be doing, the 3 palaces. So we will have Eastern Palace, Desert Palace, and then we have the Tower of Hera. We do get this heart, that's the last thing we need here. So now we're going to be quitting to the main menu so that we can restart at Link's house. We do this a couple of times because Link's house is in a really good location. So this will get us set up to go to the Eastern Palace pretty quickly. I'm gonna run off of here and head over to Eastern Palace. Eastern Palace is the home of the 2. One's kind of a glitch, I want to say. Excuse you. Rude. And then one is a trick. The first is the glitch, which happens in a skeleton room. You can go into this room and you see that there are 5 broken skeletons on the floor. If you approach from the top angle with a pot in your hand, instead of having these 5 skeletons spawn, only 2 spawn. Sometimes the 3rd one will spawn. If you hit that guy with a boomerang and you run straight through him, he doesn't hit you, which is really cool. Love that. So that is the first thing we're going to do, because killing 2 to 3 skeletons is much faster than killing 5. This guy's in a good place. Great. Avoid him. Go through. The glitch I will explain a little bit later as it gets closer, because there's a bit of a setup to do for that. Go through here. This introduces a lot of the switches that we're going to be using in this dungeon. Luckily, those guys don't really start moving until you hit that first switch. There are these metallic balls that come right down through here. You just have to pay attention to which way they're going. Woohoo! There we go. Don't get hit. Those will appear in a dungeon later as well, in Desert Palace. Get this heart. In order to do the trick, I have to have at least 3 hearts. Excuse me. Thank you. Okay, so this is the room with the 5 skeletons. You can see them on the floor. I'm going to grab this pot and approach just from this angle. 2 skeletons in here. Perfect. Sometimes that 4th will go. Or that 3rd, excuse me. But that means we don't have to do the rest of that room. Saves a significant amount of time, which is great. I'm going to go through here. You can see that there's a speaking block here. We're not going to talk to Sahasrahla yet. We could have spoken to him before the dungeon, but we're not going to either. The first 2 pots here always have arrows. On the other side, the top one will always have arrows. The bottom one always has a heart. I'm not going to grab that one yet because I don't need it. Align myself with the green railing, which will put me pretty much exactly where I need to be for the stairs. Head over the right. Get this guy off the switch. There's a key in the far back corner. It's the second from the top chest. There it is. Whee! Excuse you. Rude. Well, now we're going to head back down, hit this guy, avoid the skeletons. So now we're going to talk a little bit about this glitch that's coming up. There are 4 of those rotating skeleton heads that are surrounding a chest. If I can use iframes appropriately, I will be able to hit the switch during an iframe and avoid killing everything in this room. If I don't get it in the first 2 tries, I'm just gonna kill everything. Excuse you. This one. And try this one. Nope, didn't get it. So we're just gonna go ahead and kill everything in the room. No big deal. If you can get that glitch, it saves about 10 seconds. Just want to get this. There we go. Woo! Just have to get this one guy. Get him. Now they move out of the way. So I would have gotten that switch immediately. The slowest thing you can do here is trying to get that glitch and just keep dying. So we definitely don't want to do that. We would want to continue moving no matter what. So if I don't get it within the first 2 hearts, I will go ahead and just do what I did today. The glitch is very, very cool. So, I would love to be able to showcase that, but backup strat is very easy, as you saw. I'm gonna make sure we get out of here, hopefully before all of their heads come off, because that is very scary. Didn't get hit by any of those, which is great. The only thing that we have to kill in this room is the guy to the north right here. He has the key. Just heard. We're going to grab it, avoid everything else in this room, and leave. Down here, the switch is to the bottom left. Ooh, he stole my energy. How dare you? Going to go to the bottom once again. This is the person. There are 3, actually there's 4 switches in here that are identical, but the one to the bottom is the one that activates it. Top left here is the one that activates the door. Just avoid all of the metallic balls once again. In here. Let's get this one. Shoot him. And the red versions take 2 arrows. Looking good on hearts. You have to kill everything in this room. Go ahead and get the arrows here. Get a heart here. Get this guy. Oh, I went straight down the middle. What a shame. Hello. Whee! Get more arrows. Hello. Alright, make sure that I have full hearts and full arrows going into this fight. So this is the boss fight. Each of these knights takes 3 arrows. The final one will turn red and will just move a little bit more quickly. You cannot hit them until they do that shake movement. There's the first one down. There we go. Oops, daisykins. Alright, we got 2 left. I actually really like where this is right now. final one will go here. 1, 2, 3. If you can get all 3 of those arrows right then, it's pretty easy to get that kill. And that's the end of Desert Palace. All right. So we have, I'm sorry, Eastern Palace, excuse me. I was excited because I was like, Desert Palace is next. Desert Palace is my favorite. So now we're going to teleport back to the beginning of the dungeon and go talk to Sahasrahla because we haven't spoken to him yet. And he's got a very important item, the move speed boots. So let's go that way. We're just going to avoid all of these guys by falling off of the side. There we go. And let's talk to Sahasrahla. Fun fact, I did not know how to say his name when I was younger, so I could call him like Shasharalahala. But it's Sahasrahla. And we're going to talk to him. He's going to give us some more exposition, explain to us what is going on, and then hand us the move speed boost, which is all I'm really here for. Doodle-doo-doo. Hey, you have information. There's your boots. It tells you how to use them. And then we're going to quit to the main menu and go back to the Jaidlyn house. I call it Jaidlyn house. It's Link's house. I call it Jade house because that's where we're going. See, it's Jade house. So we're going to go here. Now we have the move speed boots. It is time to go fast. I mentioned a little bit earlier that we are running on the Switch emulator version of the Famicom. It is faster to run on the hardware, which I do not have. It is faster to run on the hardware because there's some move speed glitches that you can do that is not possible on the Switch emulator. So it's the hardware version of this game. It's sitting at a 21-minute world record right now. And whereas it's about 5 minutes slower on emulator. So it's just an interesting difference. Our only movement speed that we get really is the boots. So now we have the Book of Moldorm, which is absolutely necessary because we have to use it to open the Desert Palace. So we're going to once again quit to the menu, go to Link's house, aka Jade house, and go here. Run out the door, and it's time to use the move speed boots, the most that we will use it in this entire run. Just getting through this space and navigating it. The fastest way to get through here is just whatever way gets you not hit. So that's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna line myself up a little bit close to the bottom here. So that gets me through there. Oh, and I hit the vulture. The vultures are the bane of my existence. They have been ever since I was a kid. Like, why are you here? Please leave me alone. Go through here. Run. And run through here. Align myself with the shadow, because that will set me over the bomb. Go right up through here. Avoid all of the sand friends. And switch to the Book of Moldorm so that we can open the dungeon. And mash so that we can exit that cutscene as quickly as physically possible. You cannot do anything during this while they're moving, including not changing your item. So we're gonna get through here. And start Desert Palace. The important thing to note in this particular area is that we are getting the Power Glove. Excuse me. And there's lasers. Lots of lasers. Get rid of him. And now we have to get a key from off of the pillar here. Really just want to try to avoid the lasers as much as physically possible. You actually can't touch the mechanism that they are on because that will also do damage to you, so you have to be particularly careful when you are speeding away like that. I mentioned earlier that those metallic balls would make a reappearance in a dungeon. That's now. You can hear them. I will have to run through them in order to get the master key for this dungeon. This next room, I have to kill everything in order to proceed. So we're going to do that. Get these guys. Get out of here. Very good. And because I was behind the statues, I was never seen, which is great. It's okay. No big deal. Take that hit. I have the master key in a really good place for that particular cycle, so we can leave. This door will reopen because there are no enemies, thus the door stays open. We're gonna head back up. Get through here. And now we have everything we need to get the Power Glove, which is the next important item that we need. Power Glove is in this door here. Oh, right past this door. Over in the pot to the left is the switch that we need. This room will... Whew, that was very close. This room will close once again, so I'll have to hit the switch on the way out. Got the Power Glove. Let's get out of here. Why are you right there? You're so scary. I'm gonna head all the way to the right, because if I line myself with this right wall, I'll be able to just run straight to the bottom. Whee! Hit this guy. He will not leave me a heart. That is incredibly rude. How dare you? And we get out of here. If you go down into the left of this part, you would collect a quarter of a heart piece, but we are not going to do that because, waste time. Throw that out of the way. This is the second part of the dungeon. Avoid being seen by standing... I said avoid being seen by standing behind this, but apparently I was still being seen. That's fine. Go through here. Get the key from the bottom left before the first tile decides that it wants to end my existence. Go through here. This is another kill everything room. So we will. Hide behind here. Good to go. This next room is a little scary because sometimes the lasers will track you when you are not on screen. This is the only thing we need. That's okay. Get in the door! We go top right. That is the key. Go before we get hit. We're actually fine. There are 2 hearts in the pots to the bottom. That is a little bit higher. 1, 2. He's dead. Take the lantern. Line this up. And there we go. So now it's going to reveal the boss door. So there's 2 hearts to the bottom. There's always 2 hearts to the bottom. There are arrows and energy at the top. So we're going to go ahead and just fill up so we have everything that we need. Get these 2 hearts. Alright, so this is the boss fight. What I'm going to be doing is charging up my sword and standing on the dirt mounds that spawn. We're going to do this a number of times until everybody is dead. I need to avoid the rocks that spawn. I'm in a really nasty spot there. Okay, that's fine. Because that's what's really going to do damage to me during this. Alright, so I'm going to focus up and get this boss fight done. Nice. 2 hits there. Dirt mound, okay. Back there. Cool, got that. Here. There. Ooh, that was a really good spot. Excellent. Use that for me. Okay. And because it's safer. This is not a good spot. Not a good spot. Just gonna let them go. 1, 2. That's fine. One's down. 2's down. And go. 3 down. Excellent. That's really well done. And that's Desert Palace. Whew! I was stressed for a second there. Just gotta focus up, do the thing. Got it. Phew. Alright, now we have the Tower of Hera left. We're going to quit to the menu, not go to Jade House. We're going to go to the Sanctuary. The Sanctuary is closer. Jade House is quite far. Quit to the menu. Let's go. Whew. I really was a bit stressed there. Like, it's one of those things where you know you have it, but you just gotta do it. So, pretty happy with that, to be honest. Alright, let's go ahead. Get that out of here. Excuse me. We're going to go right through here. And right up here. Avoiding all of these friends. I'm just gonna regular run through this because there's so many times you have to change direction that it is just a tiny bit slower to use the fast run. Don't get hit by the squids because they're so scary. And they freeze you. And do a lot of damage. Now we are in the mountain cave. We're going to run into a grandpa who is very, very lost. And so we're going to help him get back to his home. He's gonna be like, hey, please help me. You can't really run with him because he doesn't run. He's also going to give us a lot of exposition here as to what is happening. This is one of those time saver bits where if you're using the Japanese version, you do go faster because there is so much text. Gonna hug the left side of the wall here because of the way that the spiders move in this cave. They won't hit you. If you're a little too far over, they will. This next part is one of my least favorite parts of the games. This is the falling cabbages. And they are so terrifying. Because there they are, and they will hit you. And when you get unlocked from this cutscene, sometimes 3 of them following you at once and you die. Just like that! So I'm gonna go talk to good old grandpa here, because if you do and you go through this text, you can get an entire heart refill, and that's just a really good safety strat. Sometimes if you're doing well, yeah, cool. That's great. Happy for you. I'm gonna go ahead and do the safest thing possible for a couple extra seconds, because these cabbages can hit you all over the place. Which is very rude of them, if I am being honest. See, like that. How dare you? Alright, we're just gonna get out of here. Fun Jaidlyn lore. I used to call them broccoli trees when I was little. They don't even look like broccolis. Why would I call them broccoli trees? But that's what I called them. They have been renamed to the cabbages appropriately. So I have the mirror. The mirror is necessary to do this part because we have to use it to switch zones. So I have the mirror equipped. I'm going to turn into an adorable bunny. I'm going to really heavily hug the top part of this upper wall, because if that little pink Gumby friend speaks to me, he has a very long dialogue. We don't want that. Also want to hug the top because otherwise we land on top of that heart container. I don't want to do that. So now we are into the dungeon proper. We are going to equip the boomerang because I need that for the next couple of things. There we go. Hi-ya. Keep it on there, because as soon as I come out of the stairs, I'll take one step forward, be able to use the boomerang to get the key. Give. Thank you. It really doesn't look like you should be able to do that, but you can, and I think that's great, because it saves me time. Whoops. Go that direction. Avoid the fire. Avoid this guy. Wonderful. And this is the first time we have to do the entire tile room. This is a full kill tile room. So we will sit, and I will be in this corner. This little area between these 2 pots is one of the few places in this room where I can stand, where no matter what angle the tiles come at me from, I will not be hit as long as my sword is out. So while I do need to stay focused and make sure the sword is out and I'm paying attention to where everything is, this is a fabulous time for donations. That's what happens if my sword is not out. It does take like 30-45 seconds. You know, get a couple of quick things in there, but what I'm going to do right now is say that I hope you're having a lot of fun enjoying this run with me. I really like it. Link to the Past, like I mentioned at the very beginning of the video, is my favorite game of all time. And so I hope that you are having fun with me. Simply do not get hit. Kind of like that. Do need to... That's really cool. Do need to get the lantern out. Got another 4 torches. They introduced this in the previous dungeon. That will get us what we need out of here, which is the master key. Going to use, once again, the mirror to get us out of here and transfer us back to the beginning of the dungeon. Now, all we have to do is get up to the boss, Moldorm. Moldorm is scary. It's very scary. The scariest thing is that his arena he's on a platform arena which has no walls, and you can fall off. And if you fall off at a particular area, you don't fall down just 1 floor, you fall down 3. And that is terrifying and can lose you a lot of time. I'm keeping it on the low blue blocks right now because of the way that the layout of the floor is. I'm going to change it over to red so I have access to some health. Then I go up here, which is the room after this one. But yeah, Moldorm, the key to that fight is just keeping cool, keeping calm, keeping collected, and making sure that you are almost always facing inside, because then you have less likely chance of falling off, which is great. Let that dissipate. Okay, so this is the room that has more health. I did have a health from that bottom pot. That bottom pot always has that health, which is great. And let's get it. Avoid the red one. The red one is faster. The red one is scarier. The red one takes more hits to kill. Whoa, don't hold the pot. So now we're in Moldorm's arena. I am going to focus very, very heavily on this. I might not speak during this part, so thank you for your understanding. Moldorm takes 6 hits, by the way. Okay, well, that just starts that one. We will try again. Moldorm, how dare you? So that's what can happen if you fall off. He's just letting me demonstrate what happens if you fall off of the side. So let's go ahead and try that again. Scoot. Scissors, sorry. Two. Three. This way, don't like running. Four. Oh, shoot. It's close. It's close. It's not too bad. We're actually still in a really good place, to be honest. Okay. Let's avoid these friends. Hey. Hey. Rude. Rude. Bye. Oh, there was another one! Okay. Let's go ahead and go. Once again, into the Moldorm Breach. He does reset every time, so you have to be careful. 5 was close. 5 was close. Six. There you go. That's what it looks like when you can do it really well. That went phenomenally. I'm really happy with that, honestly. Moldorm is absolutely a run killer. Oh my goodness, that was actually faster. Amazing. That was a really, really good time. So even with the 2 times falling off, you can still be very successful, which is awesome. We now have all 3 pendants, which means all we need to do is get the Master Sword. Once again, going to go quit to the main menu. Oh my gosh, the relief that I feel right now is so good. Go ahead and start from the sanctuary once again, not the mountain cave. As much as my little brain wants to start in the mountain cave, don't start in the mountain cave, because that will once again be slower. We're going to follow the same path like we did towards the mountain, move that guy out of our way, just go a hair further through into the village, and line ourselves up right here, which sends us right into the guy. Excuse me, pardon me. Best music in the game incoming. Love this music. Ah, it's so good. Avoid that friend. Go up through here and get into the second of these tubes, which brings us right up to through here. You have to cut down these bushes. Don't touch the shroom. Up through here. Through the bushes. Stop that. So rude. Go up through here. And run straight down the middle. Stop before we get to here. And that's time. That's a PB! That's amazing! Oh, wonderful. Oh, I'm so excited. So it's a 32:19. Right now, I am averaging between 32 and 34 minutes. It's very consistent at this time, but that's the run. That's a Legend of Zelda, A Link to the Past Master Sword percent. I hope you had as much fun as I did during this run. I really felt like I got to showcase a lot of things. I got to showcase main strats, backup strats, and then how accessible this run is. Once again, you don't need anything special to do this run. All you need is some courage to try, and that's what I had, and I was really excited. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for doing this with me, and I will see you all later.